We're talking about a 5, 6 month commitment versus giving up 4 years of my life. We're talking about a 5, 6 month commitment for me to make that 50,000 versus being in school for 4 years. I mean, 5 years to be told that I'm looking at a salary of about 55,000.
I sat down with Mark to hear exactly how he skipped the college trap and build a real career in tech. He spent 5 years in college for a psychology degree, only to realize that he could make the same money without it. Now, he's making $55,000 in IT after just 6 months of focused training. This is Mark Evans. At 26, he had a college degree in psychology and sociology.
So, my background is in psychology and sociology. I did go to college for 4 years and I'm 26 now. So, it took me to this point for me to realize that IT is a viable career. I just had an issue figuring out how to get started in the field, and that's when I came across CourseCareers.
But like millions of college graduates, Mark found the harsh reality of his degree's worth in the job market. Was stuck in jobs that barely paid $50,000, jobs that didn't even require his expensive degree. Today, he's a desktop technician making $55,000 a year with unlimited growth potential ahead of him, all thanks to CourseCareers. So, how did Mark completely pivot his career and start making real money in IT? It all started with a brutal realization about his college investment.
If I'm being completely honest with you, uh, went to college 4 years, well, 5 years, and out of college, I realized that with my degree, I wasn't going to get uh, nearly the pay that I wanted. A lot of the jobs that I was looking at were paying $50,000, no more than $60,000, and we're talking about with a degree, you know. So even the job that I was working, well, even the job that I got after college, I didn't need a degree for it, and it pays upwards of 50,000. So college didn't do much.
5 years of education, thousands in debt, and Mark could have gotten the same job without stepping a foot on campus. That's when the frustration really sets in.
My biggest frustrations was having an, an amount of material that I enjoyed learning over time because when it comes to psychology, sociology, you gotta get that master's degree, then you gotta get that PhD, and a good amount of that is writing papers, just straight writing papers to reading literature, all that stuff. Whereas I saw in IT, it'd be an opportunity for me to just get a better understanding of the things that are already around me every day.
Mark realized that he was trapped in a system that demanded more years and more money for careers that didn't excite him. Meanwhile, IT offered practical skills that he could use immediately.
Well, I've always been a computer guy. I've always been a troubleshooting guy. I was being pushed in so many directions. Family telling me that college is the way, uh, and just so many influences pushing me in a direction that I didn't particularly understand, especially at a young age. You're 18, you don't know what to do with your life, so college seems like the way to go because everybody's like funneling it in your ear.
Like so many people, Mark had natural technical abilities, but was pressured into the traditional college path. And it took him years to realize that he could turn his troubleshooting skills into a real career.
When I thought about going into IT, it just made sense. You know, I honestly wish I had come to that decision sooner, but it really just makes sense to the style of person I am and how, when I'm dealing with a computer related problem, I will lose sleep trying to figure it out. I'm a troubleshooter at heart, so just getting into that field allows me to turn into a profession and build on those skills.
But Mark had never learned outside of the traditional education system. Could a simple online course really replace years of formal education?
Definitely, I doubted that a course would be able to push me forward professionally because I've never done this before. I only know education through the professional route, university and high school stuff, things of that nature. So just the idea of being able to advance myself professionally through course careers is just something I had to wrap around my head.
Mark did what smart people do. He researched everything before committing.
Definitely, I doubted that a course would be able to push me forward professionally because I've never done this before. I only know education through the professional route, university and high school stuff, things of that nature. So just the idea of being able to advance myself professionally through course careers is just something I had to wrap around my head.
Instead of taking someone's word for it, Mark investigated. He watched testimonials, checked out the instructor, and tried the free content. That research convinced him that this was the real deal. Mark started Course Careers in December with ambitious goals, but life had other plans.
Initially, I told myself I want to complete this course in like 1 to 2 months, but life was lifing, so it did get in the way of me going forward. So I want to say I started moving a little bit slow around February to March-ish. But once I picked the course back up, I want to say late March, then I was on it. I'd say I did still pace myself, so I finished it in May.
Even with life getting in the way, Mark completed the entire IT course within about 5 to 6 months. Compare that to his 5 year college experience. But this time, he actually got job ready skills. Finishing the course was just the beginning. Now, Mark had to prove himself in the job market.
I'd say I gave myself a solid month of applying. I'd say July, call it, June is when I really hit the ground, and yes, late July, yes.
Mark was smart about this too. He reached out to CourseCareers alumni for job search advice. The community aspect of the program kept paying dividends. 1 month of focused job searching and Mark landed his first IT role. From course completion in May to hired in July, that's what we call results. So, what exactly is Mark doing now and how much is he making?
I am a desktop technician. I'm I'm currently working for a company, but we get sent on different projects, such as my project right now. I'm working at a university in New York. So my job specifically is to help prepare the desktops and the laptops for incoming students. So that whether that means um, imaging the operating systems, making sure that all passwords are reset from scratch, tracking down any laptops that are still out there and not inputted in the system. I am making 55,000 a year.
Mark went from psychology graduate struggling to find decent paying work to a desktop technician making $55,000 a year. But here's the thing. He's already positioned for fast growth in a field with unlimited potential. After everything, the college debt, the career uncertainty, the complete pivot into IT, was it all worth it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because if you think about it, it only, even if, even though things kind of dragged on for me when it came to completing the course, we're talking about a 5, 6 month commitment versus giving up 4 years of my life. We're talking about a 5, 6 month commitment for me to make that 50,000 versus being in school for 4 years, I mean 5 years, to be told that I'm looking at a salary of about 55,000.
Let that sink in. Mark spent 5 years in college to get access to $50,000 to $55,000 jobs. With Course Careers, he was able to get the same salary level in 6 months with better growth potential and no additional debt.
Course careers made all the difference. And on top of that is just knowing that I could build upon that information, and it doesn't have to take years out of my life for me to advance in my career path. It definitely makes a difference.
Mark's journey from college graduate to IT professional gives him a unique perspective on career change. What's his advice?
Just take the chance, you know. Um, don't think about money. Think about opportunity. Think about the possibilities. Think about what you want for yourself, not what other people want for you. Think about where you want to be and just take that chance. Do your research. But for course careers specifically, I can tell you, like, straight up, course careers is a go. Course careers is changing lives. Course careers is changing lives day after day. I even course I see testimonials for course careers that aren't even related to IT, where people are saying how they it put them on the path to a whole new career. So, take the chance on yourself. It'll be worth it.
Mark's story represents something way bigger happening in the job market right now. Traditional education is failing people, leaving them with debt and degrees that don't necessarily translate to good jobs. Meanwhile, focused practical training programs are getting people into high-paying careers in months, not years. If you're feeling stuck like Mark was, whether you're a recent college graduate, someone considering going back to school, or just looking for better opportunities, Mark's path is completely replicable. And you can start by taking a look at the free introduction course. That's the first link in the description below. Now, let's talk ROI. Mark invested about $500 and 6 months in Course Careers. His college degree cost tens of thousands of dollars in 5 years. Both led to similar starting salaries, but only one positioned for rapid career growth with no extra debt. And remember, $55,000 is just his starting salary. In IT, career progression happens fast. Mark could easily be making 70, 80,000 within 2 years, and six figures is for sure realistically within the next 5. Mark's experience exposed the brutal truth about higher education today. You can spend 4 or 5 years and go into massive debt for degrees that lead to jobs that you could have gotten without them, or you can invest a few months learning practical, in-demand skills that employees actually need. And Mark chose the smart path. So even though it took him years to realize that that was an option, you don't have to make the same mistake. So what makes IT such a powerful career choice is not just the money. It's the constant growth and the learning opportunities. So unlike Mark's psychology path, which would have required more and more expensive degrees just to advance, his words, not mine, IT rewards practical skills and real world experience. Every problem that you solve makes you more valuable. But one thing that stands out about Mark's story is how he leveraged the Course Careers community. He reached out to alumni for job search advice. He showed that, hey, this is not just about just course content or just learning the information. It's about joining a network of people who want to see you succeed. Mark's journey from frustrated psychology graduate to successful IT professional proves that it's never too late to change directions. Whether you're 26 like Mark was, or younger, or older, the principles are the same. Stop letting other people's expectations dictate your career choices. Stop thinking that more school is automatically better. Start thinking about what skills the market actually needs and how you can get them fast. The job market is rewarding skills over degrees more than ever before. Companies need people who can actually do the work, not just people with impressive sounding credentials. And that's why Mark's employer hired him, because he could solve their problems. Look, if you're watching this video, you're probably in a similar situation to where Mark was. Maybe you have a degree that is not opening doors that you expected. Or maybe you're considering expensive additional education. Or maybe you're just tired of jobs that don't use your full talent. Mark took a $500 bet on himself and completely transformed his career trajectory. 6 months of focused effort for a lifetime of better opportunities. That's not just smart, that's life-changing. If you're looking to break into tech sales, IT, data analytics, bookkeeping, supply chain, CourseCareers can help you do it too. Don't spend years wondering what if, like Mark did. Go ahead and take the chance on yourself today and check out the link in the description to get started.